First question is from Derek Taylor. Please go ahead, Derek.
Coach, if someone wants to be a Calgary Stampeder, what should they do during the combine?
Compete. That's the number one thing is compete. Show us what you're about. Be yourself. But I like competitive people that enjoy challenges.
How does compete show up during something like this? What do you look for?
I mean, there's little things, but also, you got to know how to compete too in a smart fashion. And sometimes you over compete, and sometimes you put yourself in a position where, you don't look like you're coachable as well. So there's lots of things. This is going to be real fun though with these practices and some different sort of environment. I really believe this could be the best combine we've had.
Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Next question is from Frank. Please go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Coach, how has the new GM changed your approach here this year?
More meetings. That's as you see, where's Huff? No, he's here. We still hang out, but busier off season. Some on the job training. I was just talking with some of the other GM head coaches and just trying to learn a little bit about maybe the business side and possible trades and how did you handle this situation. Playing and coaching is pretty comfortable for me. I feel like I've done that for a while now, but certainly lots to learn on the day-to-day aspects of organizing a roster, numbers, salary caps, budgets, just trying to take care of your staff and being consistent, those type of things. So I feel good about it. I got great resources. I got great people with me, but definitely probably my busiest January and February leading up to this.
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Frank. Next question is from Junior B. Governor. Just kidding. Mark Steven. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, don't know how I got hooked up with that. Anyways, another story. I'm the governor now. But Dave, just in terms of at number 4, do you have a spot, position? Are you open to what you were looking for at that spot? Because it's a relatively high draft choice.
Yeah, I mean, we feel good about getting ahead of a couple picks with the Bo trade. We do feel like there's some good players here. I think I spoke with you a little bit in the past. I think that when you do your best job is when you evaluate talent and pick the best player. And if it's equal and it's a guy in maybe an area of need, great. But I'm of the opinion you pick the best player and fit him into your team. And when we've had picks maybe we weren't as high on, usually we were trying to force feed a position. We're not. I think we've learned from that, and I think it's best just to pick the best player.
Kind of touched on it, but just the new format. There's a game situations. Does that change the evaluation process with people working with position coaches and defensive coordinators in this setting?
I think the big thing is these guys haven't played in a while, so I don't want to be unfair to them. I always felt like even like one-on-ones, O-line, D-line, it's a little unfair for the offensive line. They really haven't practiced much. They haven't had enough reps. They're not close to their seasons. My number one thing is I want coaches and players to compete but take care of themselves. I don't want any bodies on the ground. I want us to compete hard and have some good football action, but it's not a football game. And I want to make sure these young men have the opportunity to be healthy coming into camp.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next question is from John Udge. Please go ahead, John.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for doing this. You guys forfeited your second-round pick by virtue of a supplemental selection you made last year. I'm wondering if not having a second-round pick changes your approach at all for your first-round selection this year.
Well, you got what you got. I think DJ Ram will be a first-rounder this year. So there you go. I think that worked out. I'm happy with that pick. So, he's already played a year, so contract length and that sort of stuff matters. But no, I feel really good about that pick. I see a lot of room for growth with TJ, and And I think he was a guy I do believe will make an impact this year. But you're right. Would I love a second rounder? Sure. I got 2/3. So, we're not looking for trades, anything like that. But if an opportunity arises and you want to go get a guy or you want to trade back, I don't know, maybe that's available. Those are all hypotheticals. It is, you're right. It's not the same as the NFL draft. I find that I only watch it, but there's trades everywhere. Trade back, this is worth this pick, and there's this big chart out there. I don't think the CFL has that. I don't feel like we do, at least, and I don't have a copy of it. It's more, most teams will target a certain player to trade up, and if not, maybe you can get, move back a few picks, but I don't think you want to move back too far. It's not, you don't want to be careful. You want to still get the best players you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next question's from Todd, and I don't want to screw up your last name, so I'm not going to pronounce it, but please go ahead, Todd.
That's Salem. What's that, Dave?
You're the lieutenant.
Yeah, Mark's the governor. Exactly. There you go. Coach, I guess can you evaluate the talent pool this year? Is it deep? Do you see a lot of ability out there? Is it different from other years?
It's solid. I'm confused on why certain guys defer. I really don't understand that, especially Canadian college. I don't understand it, but I'm not in their heads. But I think it's solid, and I think the global pool is pretty solid as well. I think there's some guys that'll play. So we're looking at it all. This whole thing, you got some older people sometimes with the COVID rules coming out of NCAA and guys, you thought would be here. I think more and more some of our top talent is staying in the South a little longer than maybe in the past. So, looking back on some of our picks, we did sign Rice and John this year. It took 3 years. We've got a couple other players obviously down there, and so did the rest of the league. So to me, it's your first round pick is he going to be worth it, and is he going to come? That's the $1 million question, and I think that's the thing that you got to get answered. But no, it's a solid group. I don't feel like I think the talent level, it does increase. It just seems like right now a few of the guys you were hoping could be in this draft took themselves out of the draft.
Would you be trying to fill a hole on the roster right now, right out of the draft? Are you at that point, or do you feel like you're pretty covered and this is more of a futures kind of deal?
I definitely want players to play this year in the first round. And other than that, you hope to find guys. We've had pretty good luck finding players in all rounds, all the way to the 8th. So we draft and we want competition, and you never know. You can say, hey, I don't have any holes on my roster, and then injuries happen, people retire, things like that. You just don't know until it happens. So bring in good competition, but your first round pick, I think you're looking for a guy that can push to be a starter and is capable of being a starter, even if he's backing up a guy in the short term.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you, Todd. We're going to do a last call for questions. Next question's from Derek Taylor. Please go ahead, Derek.
David said earlier, this could be the best combine we've had. What makes you say that?
I just think the practices. I think football's football. I think sometimes you got to be careful, like the Olympics, meaning we'll still get the charting, but I think a kid that can run a route against a certain coverage, that knows when to sit in the zone, player that takes coaching, and improves daily, you can maybe see that. Especially the technique of an offensive lineman, if he's taking the coaching and getting better in the 3 practices, that's something that I'd like to see. So I really feel like the best way to evaluate is still film and games, but this is the next best option. We don't have the Senior Bowl or the East-West Shrine. We don't get a chance to do that full game, but we do get to take it to the next level by giving them some real practice. And I'm going to give credit to the coaches that stepped up and are using their time and volunteering it in a sense to coach these players up and make this hopefully a great experience.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Next question is from Todd Saloff. Please go ahead, Todd.
Just coach, can you tell me, are you happy with your roster and with the off season that you've come through?
Yeah, I mean, I am. I think we did a great job of finding as many guys back as possible, signing them to fair deals. I thought our team was young, and I thought we have good football players. Want to grow. I like having a few new pieces, but if you have a good team, the key is to try to keep them back. But it's hard. You can't keep them all. We definitely lost some good players too, but we feel like we got good depth. We're not done. We're working. We're still talking to people. We still want good football players on the Stampeders. So we'll always keep looking, and it'll always be an ever-changing thing too. It's like you think you got this handled, and something will get thrown at you. You'll have to make an audible. So certainly some things in the off season. I think just being more a part of actual contracts and dealing and talking to agents. I know I'll keep improving on that part of my, resume. But I was happy with we kept it basically similar to in the past. We reward the guys that have given so much to us. And ultimately, I think we'll be a very competitive team that will win a lot of football games.
Thanks, Coach. Take care.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you, Todd. Last questions from Frank. Please go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Coach, your team has been very, very good to Canadian quarterbacks. Do you see anybody out there? I'm not asking for you who you're going to pick or anything, but generally speaking, you've been very good to bring in Canadian quarterbacks. Will that continue? To see anything on the horizon that's available for you?
Well, yeah, I don't want to go off a tangent. I'm a little disappointed there's only one draft eligible quarterback here. But that's just maybe just the way things have worked out through the years with COVID and not having as many guys. I am a believer that they need opportunity, and I think they can play, and it's been shown. But I don't really want to champion this cause. I just I'll draft good athletes, good people, good smart people that can make our team better. I don't care where they're from. I mean, maybe the next one's a global quarterback. Maybe that's the one you'll find at some point. So we don't really try to do nationality, even though I don't shy away from it. Frank, I don't. When we drafted Brad Sinopoli, we thought he could play quarterback. We did think if he didn't make it, though, he was a guy that ultimately could be a Hall of Famer. Now, I don't know about that, but we thought he'd be pretty good. And we took Andrew. I still think Andrew would be playing for us if he wanted to. Andrew Buckley. And we had Michael O'Connor in. Jake Mayer just passed him. He was just better. And so we're not going to shy away from bringing in a Canadian quarterback. We still got to be the best guy, and we're fair with them, but it's still there's really no agenda or anything like that.
Yeah, long conversation, but we're not doing that today. So thank you for answering that question.
If you want to contact us by email me at candidfrank@hotmail.com. Watch us and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Candid Frank Stanishi 1030, or message me on Facebook at Candid Frank Stanishi for any ideas or comments you have about the program. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time.